I'm so excited to be joined here with Naeva, and thank you all for coming on this beautiful Friday. We're traveling right now, so just please excuse if it's a little shaky or anything, but we're making it work because that's what we do, and that's what we do in this community. It's all about, busy moms, busy parents, busy lives. We're on the go, and we are able to incorporate all of this incredible healing and helping and all this good information that we still get to share. So we don't have, unfortunately today, I don't think we can bring up the pledge. So we normally start with our pledge, but we're going to make sure to have that next week. And yeah, we're so excited about this topic because it's hot. It's hot summer. And all of these foods that we're going to be sharing today are all about hydrating on a cellular level and nourishing ourselves. And so that we stay really, really well prepared for these hot days. And we also have so much fun with it because we're going to be sharing a few recipes and combinations that you may not have known about. Naeva, is there anything you want to share before we get into it? Because I'm so excited about this topic. I know you are too.
Yeah, I love the juice bar in a bag. It's really a family favorite. And what I love most about it is that it's really affordable and it helps people to move off of the sugary drinks that are out there. I don't know about you, but whenever I go into a gas station or any store at all, really, unless it's a health food store, a lot of times I can't even find any good drinks. Exactly. The gas stations, the stops on the go, especially when you're traveling at the airports or these different places, you're limited to the choices that they offer you at these locations. And a lot of times, let's face it, the drinks are full of additives, full of colors, full of flavors. There really isn't too much nutrients in those juices. And to top it off, they're like two, three, four, $5 a piece, which is crazy that we're buying these, flavorful, sugary drinks that actually aren't nourishing us for so much money when we could be saving money. And for $1 per serving, we could have these really nutrient dense, yummy, delicious drinks that are also colorful, but they're colorful because of the plant pigments themselves and not because of artificial additives. And so the juice bar in a bag is one of my favorites. It's so affordable, it's so versatile. And like you mentioned, like we have 6 different flavors that come in that package. And within those 6 flavors, you're able to mix like 50 different ways or so because you can mix and match 2 of them together, 3 of them together, all 6 together. And then, of course, you can also add them into the power shake or some of our other staples that we like to use on a daily basis. So, Juice Bar in a Bag is one of our family favorites, and I'm so excited to just learn more about how everybody here uses these in combination because I always learn so much from our community. So, yeah, really appreciate everybody coming here. Thank you, Allison.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Naeva. Yeah, would love to hear from you guys in the comments too as we're talking. Please share some of your favorite combinations and what you love to do with Juice Bar in a Bag. I learn as well from so many people in this community, and then we have so much fun, playing with it. And it's so much fun to play with nutrition. Actually, this nutrition is the most fun to play with because it's not messy. It's actually so easy. And we have a few staples, a few things that we do at home here that are so much fun for the kids that we incorporate them with it. So I'm drinking my Can't Beat This right now. Drop me a 1 if you love Can't Beat This. I think that's probably a crowd favorite. I definitely, whenever people want to try anything from Purium, Can't Beat This is usually the first one that I sample because everyone, even people who don't like beet, somehow my mother didn't like beets, but she loves Can't Beat This. So I love to blend it just on its own with ice water, really cold. And by the way, a little fun tip I just realized on this trip here is our blender bottles fit with the bamboo tops. I don't know if you guys knew that, and it's awesome. So you can and it fits in the cup holder. So you don't have to dirty 2 glasses, you don't have to wash 2 different things. Just blend it up in here and then stick that straw in with the bamboo cover and it won't spill. And I love it in the blender. I mean, you could shake it, but I find all of them, I don't know if you agree with me, but they just taste better in our blenders. Just the way that they froth and they get creamy. So on its own, all of them are delicious. And I'm going to share a few of the combinations that we love and also some of the recipes that we do with them. So if you want to take note on this call, and you can try them at home, you can go try them and share them with your community. And I know Naiva has a few that she's going to share. And then I'd love to hear from you guys if you want to raise your hand or share some of the things as we get started. So I'll just share my favorites here. So like I said, can't beat this on its own is my favorite. One of my favorite combinations of juices is the biofruit with the aloe digest. To me, I don't know that why the tart, because the biofruit is really tart. It's so the lineup of ingredients in that one is so amazing. I just love listing off those ingredients when people are looking at it, because it's just like everything is just organic berries and amazing stuff. But because there's no, it's just berries, it's very tart, it's sour. So I love to add the aloe digest, and it makes it taste to me like a strawberry, I don't know, strawberry shake or something. And there's so many benefits. Every single one of these ingredients that are in our juice bar in a bag are there for benefits. Everything is not with, it's not it's of course taste and flavor and everything matters, but it's all designed with medicinal qualities and benefits. So you've got in the aloe digest really soothing for the digestive system. You've got the aloe, you've got the Jerusalem artichoke for the prebiotics. You've got the just an incredible combination, the coconut water, and just really soothing for your digestive system. So I always tell people, instead of having Tums or whatever people, when they have acid reflux after a meal, this is a really great alternative. They can have their aloe digest. It also just tastes delicious. So like I said, if you add it to the biofruit or anything that you want a little extra sweetness to, it's going to make it perfect. It's so delicious, the flavor. Another thing, so there's all these juices, right? We have I'll just list them here. We have our aloe digest, we have our biofruit, we have the can't beat this, we have the green spectrum, we have the cocoa hydrate, and carrot juice plus. Yeah, and raising and biofruit, I already said that. Yeah. And so we you have 6 juices that all serve different functions. The greens are super alkalizing and the micronutrients, and the berries are super antioxidant, and like I said, the aloe is super soothing and good for your gut. The carrot juice has full of carotenoids and beta carotene and vitamin A, great for eye health and skin health. So and then the cocoa hydrate right now in these hot July days, this is really handy. You want to be having your cocoa hydrate on hand, because that is full of all organic plant-based electrolytes, things that, I used to do. I still do a lot of hot yoga. I used to get something called Emergency. I don't know if you guys remember that, just little packages. And, I thought they were really healthy because they say vitamin C and I didn't read ingredients before, so I just assumed, electrolytes, and they're sold at some health food stores. Okay, I guess that's healthy. But when I started to read ingredients, I compared that, and I mean, it just blew me away to see all basically those packages of electrolytes, or even electrolyte waters. You see them like the vitamin waters and stuff sold in stores. They're full of, first of all, synthetic. It's all synthetic, nothing real. Synthetic flavors, synthetic colors, synthetic vitamins. And our body, it just doesn't do it. It doesn't, it doesn't have the same benefits. So when you start to switch that for the whole food organic version, you really feel that not only do you get the electrolytes, but you get all the benefits of all of those amazing, you have the pineapple and the turmeric and the coconut and all these amazing ingredients that just really replenish you on a deep, deep cellular level. So not just for that immediate satisfaction, we're talking how to sustain hydration long, like feel good, for even after it's out of your system, because this will just encourage our health. And all of these, so like I love that, there's a variety, because we need when we learn about gut health, we learn that one of the most important things, besides detoxing the glyphosate and doing that repair with the pre and the probiotics, the real what we really need to be doing is getting variety. We need to be having a variety of, they say, 30 fruits and vegetables a week. And with this juice bar in a bag, when you read these ingredients, you see how easy it is to be incorporating at least 30, if not way more, variety of fruits and vegetables that we just don't have access to in our supermarkets and in our society around us. So for that reason, just having that access at our fingertips when we step into this lifestyle, I don't know if this, I think this happened to all of us. We all step into an empowerment. We all step into this real like empowerment in our health. Like, I am the one in control of my health. And we step into really intuitively knowing what our body is craving and what our body needs. And so I love having, yes, exactly, Catherine, citric acid is in all of those products that are commercially sold, and none in Purium. And but what we start to see is, like, we become Purium, this lifestyle puts us into the driver's seat, and we become our own healers, we have our own apothecary, where we can look at all this variety of, our dark reds and these adaptogenic herbs that are in our can't beat this. And we can look at our, all these different colors, and the orange from the carrots, and those vibrant colors that our cells, that's information for our cells. And when we step into the driver's seat, we can really listen to what our body wants, not just the cravings that it's, we actually get to feel on a cellular level what our body wants. And we get to have at our fingertips easy access. Like, if your body is craving red, you're just drawn to it, chances are you're needing those deep nutrients that come in our in red foods. And we have to listen to that, and we wouldn't be able to act on those those feelings if we didn't have access to them at our fingertips. So I love that we can really have them all. I love the juice bar in a bag with the variety on top of having our core 4, because it gives us this really broad variety of colors and nutrients to really enrich as we're healing our gut, we need to feed our gut those healthy micro nutrients. So some of the really fun things that we do is, I'll tell you some of our top things that we do with the kids with it. So we discovered this one on Halloween. Jared actually hosted a Halloween party while I was in Thailand, and I was so impressed. He made these cut up apples. He made these like fingers of apples, and then put out juice bar in a bag, like fruit, the powders of the food, to make fun dip with them. So, that was really fun. The bio fruit, because it's so tart, mixed with if you mix it with your apple or something sweet, it's such a delicious combination. And you can add the aloe digest and all those it's so much fun for the kids to get to, fun dip is so horrible, fun dip, but we get to make really healthy fun dip, and it gets to be really beneficial. So kids still get to have the fun that they, maybe are, they've maybe been used to, or if you're trying to wean your children off of, sugar, having these superfoods is a lot of fun for them to be able to play with. Something else that we did, and that's a great for, we did this a few times with the fun dip, because whenever they have friends over, or when, just like, it's like a really fun snack. So after the school or something, to make their fruit more lively, you could just do that. So another fun thing we did, because my kids were, they wanted gummies, and I see all these, there's all these commercial, like, not as good quality products on the market as Purium. They make gummies, and I know how it appeals to the kids. So I said, I want to make that with Purium, because why not? We can, use all our incredible ingredients and make gummies with them. So we've tried a few different ways of doing it, because we're plant-based. We use agar, but if you're not plant-based, gelatin works better. It actually makes them more like it coagulates a little bit stronger. But there's even things that you could do with Irish sea moss. And we're experimenting with all these different ways of making gummies for kids. So it's pretty simple if you want to look it up. I know, I think we may have in our Million Mom recipes one with tart cherry juice. I'm pretty sure we have. And that was the first one I started with. But you could do it with all the Juice Bar in a Bag stuff. So it's so much fun. We experimented with all of them. And it's not going to keep all the living enzymes, unfortunately, when we do that. But it is still way better than what is out there. And there is still some benefits that we get to maintain from having that. So just experimenting, because you do have to heat it to a high temperature to, do it. But there's still some nutrients that will maintain their integrity through that even. So the cordyceps mushrooms in the Can't Beat This actually maintain that, and proteins and stuff like that maintain it. So another thing that we do is, Jar, when I said there was the Fun Dip, the gummies, and what was the other one?
Good. Cherry.
Okay, we're having a mind block, but I'll come back to it. But I would love to hear from nice cream. Yes, we make nice cream. We do frozen banana, and we love to experiment with all our superfoods with our, just blending for those hot days where you want flavor. You can make it, with the bio fruit, and I like to mix all the different stuff. So I love to make the Neapolitan I do it with actually dark berry, or MVP. The kids one actually I find is yummier for the nice cream, but all of them are good. But the MVP family is always a crowd pleaser, and the vanilla protein MVP. So I do the 3 colors of Neapolitan. That's not the Juice Bar in a Bag, but those are others that you're going to want to try as well to experiment for fun nice cream ideas. But yeah, Naeva, or if anyone else wants to raise their hand, I would love to hear some other ideas that you guys have.
Absolutely. I love everything you shared. And Catherine reminded us that you also made some fun pancakes with the Juice Bar in a Bag as well. And those are really colorful and fun.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, Catherine and Naeva. Yeah, that's one of our staples at home. Whenever friends come over, whenever the girls' friends, they always ask, can your dad make the rainbow pancakes? So again, it doesn't actually kill, like, you add it into the pancake batter. And if you just, don't, like, it doesn't, you're not heating it that much at such a high temperature that it kills all the living enzymes. So you're actually getting to maintain some of the enzymes, especially like we love to use, I love the green juice ones, and we do it with the carrots, the cocoa hydrate. We actually do all the colors of the rainbow. So yeah, that is really easy. Whatever pancake recipe you already use, just experiment with adding them in just before you put them on the pan. And yeah, lots of fun too.
Absolutely. Yeah. So much fun to be had with superfoods, and so many ways to get them into our kids, because let's face it, sometimes they're the pickiest eaters. And if we can find fun ways to get it into their bodies, then it's a win-win for all. And I really love all of those ideas. I, incorporate many of those into our families, daily lives as well. And one of the things that I discovered with the Juice Bar in a Bag that I love to make is cheesecake, cashew cheesecake. So I like to make vegan cheesecakes, and you can even make them. My family loves them so much as a snack that I make it and then cut them into bite size, and we have them as like snacks in the freezer that you can grab and eat, because it's high protein. And then when you're putting superfoods in them, you're adding additional nutrients on top of what's already in the cashews and the coconut oil and everything else that's in there. And it's really basic. The cashew cheesecake that the recipe I follow is in the Million Mom Movement recipe books, and you can find it. It's linked in the bio on Instagram. So if you don't know where else to find the recipe books, that's where you can always find them. And it's so basic, because it's coconut oil, coconut cream, and cashews that you cream together with a little bit of lemon, and then whatever sweetener of choice. I like to use maple syrup. And so it's so basic. And the crust I usually make with, a few dates and whatever nuts that I have. So whether it's almonds or pecans or walnuts or a mixture of them, and I'll make a crust. And then you make your filler. And with the filler, what I like to do is similar to how Allison does the pancakes, is I take my batter and then I put it into separate bowls, and then you can mix the different juice bar in a bag flavors into that batter. And then you can pour it and make a really pretty, I've done a few of them that are marbled and really pretty like that, with like the colors mixed a little bit. I've also poured them one at a time and then let them set in the freezer, so that way they create like a really defined line between the different colors. And so it's really fun to play around with. And let's face it, most of us love cheesecake, but this is a healthier alternative with the cashews. It's dairy free, it's vegan, and you can add in all kinds of superfoods. But my favorite ones to add in here is I love the cocoa hydrate. The pineapple coconut flavor really enhances that cheesecake kind of flavor. And then from there, you can add in other ones to enhance more of like the flavor profile. So adding in the biofruit for color, or the can't beat this for color, and of course, nutrients. But really, it's getting the flavor that you like and then playing around with it, and you can create so many different things. So I've made some fun layered cheesecakes and cheesecake bites for different healthy happy hours or different birthday parties. I did it for my granddaughter's first birthday. I made her a Purium vegan cheesecake. It was like a unicorn theme. So it was like pink and purple and blue and super pretty and fun. And so there's so many fun ways. But as far as drinks go, I love the juice bar in a bag because it's so versatile in the way that you can make your drinks. So I'd love to hear from some of our community if you want to raise your hand and come and tell us how you like to mix up the juice bar in a bag. Whether I know a lot of us like the aloe digest with the biofruit. That's a great combination. The cocoa hydrate with the can't beat this and aloe digest and biofruit is a great combination. I mean, they're all so good mixed together, but I'd love to hear from the community what some of your favorites are.
This is a really exciting call, and I'm going to save it. My favorite fruit punch recipe. So when you're craving that fruit punch, and kids are shocked at how yummy this is when you do apothecary, aloe digest, and cocoa hydrate together. And it's red and it's fruity and it's got that pineapple hint, and I love it. And you feel so amazing when you drink it. So I love that. And then I was just going to give my own little experience when I was introduced to Purium. I have to be grain-free for the inflammatory factor. And I just want to connect with those people out there who are like me. And I want them to know you're heard. And so I started basically with the grain-free pack, which is just an accelerated juice bar in a bag. And what I did to keep it easy is I just put them all together because I didn't know what I was doing. But I will tell you, it's really delicious. And if people get, if it feels complicated or just confusing when they're first getting introduced to all of this, just tell them, dump them all into a container. And every shake that you drink, take out 1 or 2 tablespoons of the whole thing. And it's really good. And like, it's fun to make a list of all the fruits and vegetables you're eating when you have one drink. Like, it's just a fun fact to share on your social media and whatever. But that's what I did. And then if people do need to ramp up the protein factor, then I tell people, my other grain-free customers who can handle pea protein, use dark berry protein. So they do 2 tablespoons of dark berry protein mixed with the entire juice bar in a bag, and it makes a really easy drink on the go. So that's my experience. Oh yeah, and I think that's it, is when you dump them all together, 1 or 2 tablespoons, will give you a good drink, and it's delicious.
Thank you so much, Tara. That is amazing. Yeah, you can't go wrong with these superfoods. And, it's all trial and error. So we have to experiment. We really have to step into that experimenting. And I love that, that fruit punch recipe you just gave. Yeah, you really, really, like, kids love it. And I want to say, as we're traveling, like, I know Naiva just touched on it, but like we're on our way to convention now. So we're on a long road trip from Montreal all the way to Arizona. And I don't know what I would be doing if I didn't have it. Like, I can't tell you enough how I'm just like, what did I do before this was in our life? Like, we were buying, I guess, at grocery stores, you know, we were buying, I guess, juices, and we were buying different kinds of like protein like shakes and whatever, you know, because we'd get excited. Oh, we're in America. There's like all these like fun new flavors and stuff. But I would have been spending so much more money, and it would have been so much worse for my health. And kids, like, they love it. Like, let them experiment with making, especially our blenders are really safe for kids because they can't get their hands into the blade or anything. Like, well, I mean, yeah, you want to watch them, I guess, supervised, but it's like, I just fill it up with water and I give my kids the juice bar in a bag to just have fun. Like, put your own, like, let them step into that driver's seat too and make their concoctions and their signatures. Both my kids have their own signature concoctions that they love. So it's just saves you so much time, money, health, all of it, and it's zero waste packaging. So you're saving so much plastic in the world by not buying all these different, you know, pre-made juices. Anyone else would like to share?
I'll share. It's Catherine. Hi, everyone. I don't have specific drinks that I drink, but I want to share that last summer I actually drove to California from Vancouver, Canada, and I had never driven in the United States ever. But I brought my juice bar in a bag, and every day I fueled up with my Can't Beat This, my super aminos. I took in cracked salcarella and the biomedic because I didn't want to take in all the heavy metals from the traffic. So I was really doing that. And on the way, I used to, my road trip food used to be beef jerky, chips, like sweets. And I drove 12 hours to Mount Shasta on the superfoods. And I got there at midnight. And I stayed up till about 3 a.m. I got up at 7. So I got like a few hours sleep after driving 12 hours, got up, went for a hike, and then drove another 12 hours on my superfoods with the Can't Beat This. So like these superfoods really fuel your body in such a way. So I bring my juice bar in a bag everywhere. It's amazing.
Thank you so much for that share. Amazing. Naiva, did you want to say something? You're unmuted, so yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I loved what you were sharing, and I was wondering if the girls would want to share what their special blends are, or if you want to share what their special blends are, because I think it's really interesting for us to know, you know, maybe what their favorites are, so maybe we can introduce our kids to it as well, for those of us that may have children that are trying to figure out what their special blend is to just help inspire them.
Yes. Okay, here, come, Rhea, come sit on my lap. Come. We're on like a country road, so it's not like dangerous. We're driving, but here, put this in your ear. Rhea, can you share your favorite juice combinations with us?
Yeah. I like to drink in the morning. I usually have, like, all the time I'll have a shake, and I like to mix the green juice with the MVP, and it's really yummy.
And spirulina, you put in
Spirulina, and I really like it because it's like not like, I like the more like thicker, like, I like the juices, but I think I like the Epigenius and the green juice better. So when I combine them, it's like so yummy. And I drink in the morning, and I add spirulina, and I also like to mix in the pills, like the biomedic and the super xanthan into my shake, so I don't love swallowing them, so I just mix them in.
Awesome, Rhea. Thank you so much for sharing. Go sit back there. Thank you so much for sharing. Oh, yeah. She didn't know we were just talking about juice bar in a bag, but that's okay. She shared her favorite shakes, and that's true. That's what she has every single morning. And then they love to, you know, have fun with the juices and mix all kinds of things together. But I love, you know, I used to be, especially on road trips, I used to be dependent on caffeine. that's another thing. And like, I would always need to stop and get coffee along the way, a few times along the journey, and just to have our energizing foods that give you sustained energy, like Catherine was saying, that 12-hour stretch on superfoods. I can believe it. And Catherine, when I saw you, you showed up after that long journey, so radiant and glowing. And it's just like amazing after long road trips, how we could still be, we're going to show up, like here we are after 10 days of traveling, and we're going to show up to convention. I'm sure we're going to be glowing because we're just fueling so much on superfoods. So amazing. And Boo, you had your hand up, so please unmute yourself and share.
Hi, thank you so much. Mine's a simple share. I love all of them. I really love the green spectrum, especially as Tara said, for the grain-free. The nutrients in the green spectrum are just incredible. And Tara, thank you for that share, because that was so helpful for me for helping my customers. Really appreciated your share there. Something I've recently been doing just this from spring, summer is my boyfriend, he loves melons, and I wasn't ever one for honeydew melons, and I love watermelon, but because sometimes you buy them and they don't fully ripen, or they don't taste as sweet as you want them to. When you blend them, they taste great, and you drink it like a smoothie. So what I like to do is add in my aloe digest to those melons, because they digest very fast, and it's a lovely way to boost their taste. And the latest thing I've been doing with the melons is I chop them really small, freeze them so they're like little tiny bits of ice, and then blend them gently and add in the aloe digest, and it tastes like sorbet. It is so delicious. All the kids love it, and it just tastes so delicious. And so it's like making the banana ice cream, but instead you're using the melon. And I can imagine the biofruit would be nice in that as well, to add a tartness to the sorbet. Really, really delicious.
That sounds
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying that sounds so good. I love mixing it up as nice creams as well as the different flavors. And you brought up the green spectrum. And the green spectrum I really love in the summertime because it's a lighter green drink, but it to me tastes like lemon iced tea. It really has a pleasant flavor. It's very mild, and most people that maybe have an aversion to, a thicker green drink or a power shake initially, when mixing it with the green spectrum, first of all, it totally changes the flavor, but starting with just the green spectrum can also be helpful on the flavor profile of starting with a flavor that we're maybe familiar with. So I just wanted to mention that because I love the green spectrum so much, and I feel like we don't talk about it enough. Back to you, Allison.
Yes, absolutely. And there's unflavored and lemon. So just so you know, you have a choice when you order. Some people don't realize that you can make that choice. And so there is lemon, which most people love. I happen to love the unflavored one. But experiment for yourself and see, they're amazing. I actually love the earthy flavor of all those greens just on their own. But then if you want to sweeten it, you can add it with the aloe digest, and it makes it really delicious. You wouldn't even know you're drinking green juice. And I just want to say quickly on what Boo said about, I just shared a watermelon sorbet actually in my Kind Human Kitchen page. And that gives me an idea because it didn't have in the recipe to add the bio fruit, but I think that would be an incredible addition to the watermelon sorbet. And to also add, if you get a watermelon and it's not so good, it's like a little bit like you don't want to, it's a little mushy or something, blend it with ice and can't beat this, or bio fruit, and it is so delicious together. Delicious. But okay, I want to hear from Sarah. Please unmute yourself, Sarah. Please give us your share.
Awesome. So fun. I love Juice Bar in a Bag. And one thing that, because I know people have been talking about road trips, and I know you guys are also on your way to Arizona where it's so dry. And one thing that I've been doing in particular with the green spectrum the original, because it's so filled with sea plants, is I'll actually use that as a mask on my face. And it's such a great way to hydrate and nourish the skin. And to me, also acts as like a natural sun protectant aside from the super xanthan we use. And so, often we are so used to consuming these things, but understanding that while our skin is the biggest, kind of organ of the body, it's also okay to put it on our skin and use that sometimes as just extra additional love on our skin support.
Thank you, Sarah, for reminding me of that, because I actually wanted to do that and I keep forgetting. The spirulina or the green spectrum or the crack cell chlorella, they make amazing. So if you get the crack cell chlorella or spirulina in the powder, I mean, if you get it in the in the capsules, you can crush them, but they're already in the powder. It's easier. Or the green spectrum, to just add a little bit of water or a little, even a little coconut oil. Actually, you could do it with, and make like a paste, and it makes an amazing. When I did it last year, my skin, I'm so excited that you reminded me, and we should all do it before convention so our skin is glowing and extra beautiful. And like you said, it also helps as a protector from the sun. Actually, all of these foods, besides even the super xanthan, they all help as sun protection from the inside as well. So those dark pigments from the beet juice and from the carrots, they help pigment our skin. They help increase our melanin and protect our skin. And the greens, the chlorella and the dark greens that are in the green spectrum, protect our skin as well from the inside, so that we actually get a more pigment. We get, we don't burn as easily with that. It's amazing. So thank you so much, Sarah, for that.
Wonderful. Well, I can share a little bit on my screen if you'd like, Allison, about the juice bar in a bag, so we can go over all the products. So for the past few years, several years now, juicing industry has boomed, and it's making over $5 billion per year in the United States alone. So just like standard coffee shops, new juice bars are taking over neighborhood street corners and pre-made drink lines, the refrigerator section of the grocery store. We're seeing more and more juices pop up everywhere. And I don't know about where you are in your part of the country, but here in Kauai, at my juice bar, it is $11 to $15. It's $11 for an 8-ounce bottle. It is $15 for a 12-ounce bottle of fresh juice. So when I go get a juice, I usually end up getting 2 or 3 juices, which really quickly adds up to $45 almost every time I go into the juice bar, because I'm not only getting it for myself, I have to get one for my husband, and usually at least one other one for the kids to share. And so, it adds up really quickly when you're wanting to juice or choose these healthier juice options. Now, if I'm going for a juice that's at the grocery store and not at a fresh pressed juice bar, of course, I might find a juice that's more in like the $7 to $10 range, but still that's expensive. It adds up quick. And let's face it, we're going to drink that down in 5 minutes, and then we're going to be thirsty again in half an hour and have to go get something else to continue to hydrate ourselves. And so what I love about this juice bar in a bag is all you need is water. I shared this story last week where, last year on my road trip, there was nothing I wanted to drink at the gas station, right? This often happens at airports, gas stations, you name it. And all I have to do is get a bottle of water and mix it in with my powders and make a drink that tastes delicious and nourishes me on a cellular level. So ironically, the Center for Disease Control, the CDC, recently reported that only 12% of Americans are getting their daily fruit recommendation, and only 9% get the recommended daily vegetable intake. You guys, this is a huge statistic. This statistic is from 2021, but we aren't too far off, right? I don't know if it's gotten better or worse over the last few years, but let's say it's still, around the same numbers. This is not a good statistic. So what's the deal? While juicing is a quick and easy way to get your daily dose, most Americans see it as an expensive, time-consuming habit, right? Like I just mentioned, it is not inexpensive to juice. And even those of us that juice at home, it takes a lot of thought, time, and effort because you have to go and purchase the foods that you want to juice. You have to bring them home. You have to wash them and cut them and prep them and juice them and then wash the juicer. All of that takes hours of time out of your day. And then you can only make enough for 2 or 3, 4 or 5 days because any more than 5-day-old juice doesn't taste as fresh. Let's face it, it's not fresh anymore after 3 days. So, you don't really want to make more than enough for 3 or 4 days. And so you end up in a trap, right? And then if you live somewhere like me here out in Hawaii where your vegetables wilt before you even get home and your fruits, same with the fruits, you got to eat them as soon as you get them. Then, you're facing another problem of actually losing money because you're losing the produce that you just purchased to them going bad before you're able to use them. Because unless you go to the store and come straight home and start juicing, a lot of times some of those vegetables will end up in your compost or trash. So that's really unfortunate, and it's the bare truth. It's something that I've had to struggle with my own self, which is why I love this juice bar in a bag so much. So an average juice bar drink can cost $6 to $10. Out here in Hawaii, of course, it costs a bit more. On average, juice bar shots can cost $2 to $5. Specialty fruits and veggies are easy to find, can be even more expensive. Grocery shopping, rinsing, cutting, peeling, cleaning requires time and money, like I mentioned. However, it doesn't have to be difficult, time-consuming, or expensive, and there's no need for overpriced juice when you have the fun juice bar in a bag. So this is an economically and environmentally conscious way to juice. You get a really fun tote bag that everything fits in, and it includes a variety of our best superfood products. So what our juice bar in the bag contains is the Can't Beat This, the biofruit, the cocoa hydrate, and this is really fun because you can mix it so many different ways. And it also comes with our stainless steel shaker bottle that you can shake it up with. I think now we actually offer it with one of our little blenders, which is so great. And it's organic, it's pure, you're saving money, it's convenient, it's easy. And like Allison said, even the kids can make it. My son, when he has grown up with these superfoods in our house since he was a baby, and when he was like 2, 3 years old, he would literally make me a shake and bring it to me because I'd be on connect calls and he would just know that like mom needs to nourish, and he'd make me a shake and bring it to me. And kids love these flavors so much that there was numerous times where I got off of a call and walked in the kitchen or living room and he had the power shake tub in front of him with a spoon and was just eating it, or any of the superfoods that he was able to reach and get off the counter for that matter. And no different for these juice bar in a bag flavors. Like Allison mentioned, they're really fun for creating fun dips for the kids, or other fun ways that we can incorporate into pancakes, into nice creams, into vegan cheesecake, all kinds of different ways we can cook with them, make salad dressings with them. You name it, these are so versatile and easy to use to add a little bit of flavor to whatever you're doing. So I wanted to go into each flavor a little bit. And so the cocoa hydrate is a delicious, refreshing, and healthy alternative to an energizing drink. So cocoa hydrate is a coconut water-based blend that is loaded with electrolytes and antioxidants with a pineapple twist. This daily drink helps boost hydration levels and supports joints during recovery and high-intensity activities. So this is really good for post-sports, post-workout. Really great for overall hydration on a daily basis, and so good for our kids to have something that doesn't contain a bunch of sugar and additives and colors and other ingredients that we don't align with, right? So you can give them a healthy option that is good for them, and it can help promote hydration, supports your electrolytes, can help recovery after strenuous activity, and also can replace unhealthy sports drinks. Let's face it, those sports drinks, not only are they unhealthy for you, but most of them are pretty expensive, and there's usually several ingredients that I don't know what they are. I can't read them, and I literally just don't know what they are. So I try to avoid those as much as I can. And of course, with teenagers in the house, sometimes it can be challenging because they take themselves to the store and go choose things. So I have to get really good at, pointing out the things of what we're looking for and why it is that we want to avoid those things. Can't Beat This is one of our very favorites in our house. Our entire family likes this, kids and adults alike. Even people that don't like beets, like Allison mentioned, usually love the Can't Beat This. It's a great one to sample out at healthy happy hours as an alternative to the green drink. Beets are loaded with healthy carbohydrates. They're rich in nitrates, adding up to countless health benefits. Although their earthy and bitter flavor can be hard to swallow, beets are an incredible energizing source to consume throughout the day. So this is filled with natural herbs and plants to support energy levels. This is an energy drink with beets, and I love that the caffeine source is coffee bean fruit and yerba mate as opposed to other caffeine sources, right? So it's an alkaline caffeine source, and Can't Beat This is an excellent substitute for a morning cup of coffee or pre-workout drink. It tastes really good. Passion fruit and guava, that's out here in Hawaii. We love our passion fruit juices, and it's low sugar and tastes like a fruit punch. So it's so good for you. It's so good for everybody in your family, but especially if you know people that are drinking these energy drinks, what if they could swap out, whatever those Monsters and Red Bulls and other energy drinks for something that's healthier and that will save them money? And I don't remember if I mentioned it earlier, but these all come out to about $1 per serving. So it's so affordable for people to be able to, choose these on a daily basis. Biofruit is a great one. It has 16 different dark pigmented red fruit, which is super high in antioxidants. So Purium's Biofruit contains an impressive variety of nutrient-dense organic fruits to support total body nutrition. It tastes delicious too. This one is very much like a berry powder. So it's great over yogurt. It's really yummy in that cheesecake that I was sharing earlier as, a flavor and color enhancer naturally. And then, of course, it adds all those additional benefits as well with the nutritional components of it. These dark pigmented fruits are so good for digestion. They're great for preventing premature aging and also can support a healthy heart, liver, and brain function. So it's so good for our body to get these dark pigmented fruits every day. And then the carrot juice plus is a really great one. Carrots, are so good for you, but let's face it, we're not eating bunches of carrots every day. So and something else to take into note is that the carrots here at Purium, you would have to eat like 100 conventional carrots to get the nutrients that is in one glass of our carrot juice plus here, because the carrots are grown in regenerative soil and are nutrient dense, like is everything else that we have here. So the carrot juice plus is flavorful blend of organic carrots with the rice bran solubles. So it's very creamy carrot juice, and it can be added to any of the superfoods. I like adding it into my power shake or adding it into with my biofruit, my green spectrum. There's so many different ways to use the carrot juice plus. And of course, you can also use it to like enhance a soup if you want to, like add a couple scoops into a creamy, yummy soup to add a little bit of flavor or color. So many different fun ways that you can use that. And then the green spectrum, like we mentioned, it comes in original and lemon. I really love the lemon one. It reminds me of lemon iced tea. Some people prefer the original one because it's more of a green flavor, and you can actually, mix it with any of the other juice bar in a bag options and, change the flavor profile that way. But this one is one of my favorite because it's earth's it's the ultimate prism from land and sea. So it's really taking all of the juices, a collection of plants from sea plants to juice field grasses to garden vegetables, and mixing them all together. And so it's really a great blend of greens. And this one can really help increase immune function. It's a great source of chlorophyll from green vegetables, and it can help with healthy pH and oxygen levels. And then last but not least is our Aloe Digest. Most people in America need help with digestion. most of us are not eating optimally every single day, 3 meals a day. And so having Aloe Digest handy is really great because anytime you're having any kind of, acid reflux or bloating or gas or anything like that, this can really help you with your digestion, and it tastes delicious too. So Aloe Digest is one that I really like to bring when I'm going to a barbecue or to a birthday party or somewhere, a potluck, where I am, going to bring a drink. I like to bring Aloe Digest as a healthy drink for people to enjoy. And most people will ask, like, what is this? And it will be a great conversation starter. And so are all of these. I've brought almost every single one of these as a drink to a potluck or a birthday party at one time or another, and had some great conversation starters. And so everyone needs a little digestion support, and aloe vera is truly one of nature's best aids. So this one is a great dietary supplement that acts as an aid for digestive issues, and you just mix it with water and it tastes so good. So I also have a client that had acid reflux a lot, and she was mixing the Aloe Digest with her apothecary, and that was really helping her to get the apothecary down because the apothecary was actually giving her some acid reflux symptoms, and so it was helping her to get the apothecary down. And so there's so many different ways that we can use these superfoods to help support our friends, our customers, our family members with this rainbow of superfoods. And on that note, I also wanted to share that when I do the carrot juice plus, if I'm going to do it as a standalone, when I've brought it to the wellness center where we have a brunch once a month, I mix the carrot juice plus with water, and I put just a little bit of ginger powder in there, and I'll do half water, half orange juice with it, and it makes this carrot orange Julius, I call it. And it's a little bit of ginger with that orange and the carrot, and it just tastes so good. People love it, and it's a really great refresher. It's just so good. So that's what I had to share. Allison, I'll pass it back to you. And I was able to log into my computer, so I'll get my screen up so that way we can close out in a few minutes.
Awesome. Thank you so much for breaking it all down there. These juices, I just want to say, as someone who was juicing before Purium came into my life, you touched on that, how much money we spend on juicing. It is way more expensive to juice. I remember when I was juicing carrots, I would buy, and we have to buy organic produce, of course. I would buy a whole bag of carrots, one juice, and it would be so much effort, so much mess, and so much more expensive. So these juices are all, I want people to know, just because they're in a powdered form, this is all raw living food. This has all been raw, dehydrated to preserve the living enzyme juices. Once a juice has been made and you're buying it in the grocery store, depleted of any living enzymes, if there is any. So and also, just before I forget too, that these are amazing food coloring substitutes. So like you were saying with cakes and stuff, you can add it to icing. Is my connection really unstable? Oh shit.
You're cutting
Okay.
in and out, but we can hear you.
Okay. Well, let me let you close us out then, because I'm not coming in strong. But thank you so much for everyone's shares today, and thank you so much, Night.
Thank you so much, Allison. So yeah, she was talking about using it also for icing colorings, like similar to what I was saying with, making the cashew cheesecake. And even if you're making a regular cheesecake, you could use these superfoods to enhance the colors on that, but also in your icings. I've used these numerous times to create fun icings where you can color on your cakes or decorate your cakes in different ways using the juice bar in a bag and even some of our other superfoods. And so, get creative with it, have fun with it, create some fun recipes and share them on social media, inspire other people what's possible and how easy it can be to stay healthy, especially with the way this juice bar in a bag is combined. It's a really easy way to just start transitioning to healthier drinks, because if we can start drinking healthier and feeling better in our body, then the next step is to is going to be to replace our unhealthy meals with a healthier option as well. So sometimes we have to start small. This is another way to get started with our superfoods is with replacing our drinks first, because let's face it, so many people in America and in the world are really slaves to what there is available to drink on a daily basis. Just to stay hydrated is a challenge when you're trying to stay healthy. And so if we can help people transition to healthier drink options, then, you know, we can slowly walk them into the lifestyle that we have here with Purium and add in additional superfoods. So this is just the gateway to our healthy lifestyle. It's a really great way to get started if you haven't started already. And as you can tell, we all love the juice bar in a bag. And so before we close out, I just want to invite you all to like, follow, and share. Please go ahead and like our Facebook page. It's where the events for our weekly Fierce Fridays are posted there. It's also where, you know, you can see what we repost on Instagram also gets flooded through that page as well. So it's a really great place to just stay connected. You can share those posts into your stories. You can share them on your wall and whatnot. We also have our Facebook group, which is a really great place where you can go and connect with other like-minded people. That's where we'll post the replay with any links that we share weekly. So we'd love to invite you into that group. Please be a part of that group. Go post your story in there. If you see inspiring things that you feel like the rest of our community should know about, post it into that group for us. Help us keep it alive. Help us make it fun in there. Create activity in there, right? So if you see a post go up, please go and comment on it. Welcome our new members, all of those things. We appreciate you being a part of our community. And then follow us on Instagram. That's where I repost most of your reels and posts. So if you're wanting to be a part of our community and be seen on our platform, please use our hashtags. And last but not least, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's where the replays get posted every Friday. And you can find nearly 300 replays there now. We've been doing this for quite a few years. We have lots of replays that you can have access to, and we would love to have you back next week. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. And thank you for all of our guests for coming on and just sharing what your favorite ways to use these superfoods are. It's always so great to have your voices on here. And I appreciate each and every one of you for being a part of our Million Mom Movement community. So I'll see you again next week. Have a beautiful weekend.